I think one of the most difficult things for a man to do with respect to relationships is leave a woman who's a good woman, but she just doesn't line up with where you're trying to go. And she doesn't really match the future that you're trying to build. Like that feeling that there's nothing necessarily wrong with the person, but you also know in your soul that that person is holding you back, or that relationship is holding you back from reaching your full potential. Because it puts you in a position where on the surface, you don't have a real reason to leave that person, but you know you have to. I think this happens once a man reaches a certain level of psychological freedom. Like once you unlock your potential in your mind and you make the decision like, okay, I want to unlock this potential in the physical world, what happens is you start moving different. You start to eat different. You start going to you start bettering yourself, right? You start bettering yourself. And if the woman that you're with has habits that doesn't contribute to that, even though those habits were fine in the season that you were in previously, you're going to feel this friction in the relationship that you really don't know what it is. Like it'll be kind of difficult to identify until it actually clicks. And what a lot of guys try to do, and even what I've tried to do in the past, is like, you'll try to pull the woman up with you, right? So you'll try to motivate her to start bettering herself. And the problem is a lot of times they'll take that as you trying to change them. And this is why it's so important to be with a woman who's open to correction and accountability. Because correction and accountability, both for you and for your woman, is the elixir to growth. Like you won't be able to reach your full potential without correction and accountability. Accountability is being able to look at the state of your life and take full responsibility for why you're in the state that you're in. If your bank account isn't where you want it to be, or if you're not living in the type of place that you want to live, or you don't have the type of job that you want to have, accountability is the process of analyzing your past decisions and seeing how they led you to the point that you're at right now. Once you've done that, now you can actually course correct, right? You can say, okay, I take ownership for my life, and now I can start to make the decisions that actually help me work towards where I'm actually trying to go. Once you make that course correction, you're going to start to identify the things in your life that are holding you back. Sometimes it's going to be you've been going out to the bar a little bit too much, or maybe you spend a little bit too much money on clothes, or maybe it's the woman in your life, or maybe you're not eating the right things, or maybe you're not going to the gym the way that you should be going. And what'll happen is you'll start to make these changes. Sometimes you make changes to your circle of influence. And that's when things start to get a little bit sticky, because the person that you probably spend the most time with is going to be your significant other. And if you're hanging out with your significant other and they always want to go out to restaurants all the time, or they always want to eat junk food, and they always want to, do things that sure were cool in your old life, but don't match up with your new life, and they're not willing to take the correction to stop those things or to shift to new things, it's pretty much over from that point. If you're a man in this situation, and I'm telling you this from experience, it's way better, bro, for you to just leave the situation. If you start trying to change your life for the better and the woman that you're with in your life is still clinging to old habits, there's nothing that you're going to be able to do to like bring her with you, or to like, that's taking up too much of your energy for you to try to get to where you're going to be going. And as difficult as it is, bro, as difficult as it is, you cannot afford to waste the time dragging the relationship along because you're trying to figure out how you can motivate her to eat better, or how you can motivate her to get to the gym, or how you can motivate her to start reading, or how you can motivate her to and try to bring her with you on this journey that you got to go on. Bro, it's too much time wasted. And what's going to happen is, if she's a good woman, she's going to try, right? She's going to try. But the problem is, if it's not in her nature, to evolve, it's not going to be sustainable. So what'll happen is, and you'll see this, bro, what'll happen is maybe you'll bring this up to her like, hey, babe, I really think that we should start going to the gym together, X, Y, and Z. Everything going to be good for that first week. Y'all going to be going to the gym first week, and then it's going to start dropping off. And then you're going to have to remind her again. Or maybe it's, hey, babe, you know, we eat out a lot. I really think that we should start focusing on trying to save money and build something towards our future and put money towards our future and maybe invest some of this money that we use to eat out all the time. Or I guess that I use to eat out all the time because men are typically going to be the ones paying for everything. And I think that maybe we should start cooking and eating in the house more. It's going to be cool for like a week, maybe 2 weeks. These are the signs. It's going to be cool for like a week, maybe 2 weeks. And then she back sending you restaurants that she wants to go to, that she found on TikTok, that she wants to try, right? And then we're back in the same cycle. Bro, just avoid it. Just avoid it and leave and figure yourself out, bro, and do it yourself. She's not going to be able to come with you, bro. I'm sorry to tell you this.